man?
I am well, Lewis. How are you? You didn't give me time to open my fucking book so I could read the quote. The Dead Mums Club.
Oh yeah, the Dead Mums Club. I imagine the meetings are a real laugh riot.
Yeah, you're gonna need a bigger boat. Houston, we have a problem, and the Dead Mums Club, right up there with. Jesus Christ.
Yep, one of the best quotes of all time.
Yes.
I'm trying to think of any of the other quotes. Here you go, drink this. Answer that drink with an eyeball in it that drugs are. What else happens?
Oh fucking hell! There's a bunch of ghosts. That one.
Yes, the classic line. Yeah.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake, Matt Smith's here. He's gonna stab me. Jesus.
He was in The Crown. No.
Oh my God, the Doctor's gonna stab me.
Yeah. I'm taking you back to the 1960s. That's what Frankie Boyle said. He said that the Doctor's the archetypal Scottish character. An old man that drags young women into police boxes with a screwdriver.
Jesus.
It's horrible. Oh God. Okay.
Right, come on, quick, spin the bullshit wheel so that we don't start complaining about Scotland too soon.
Right, okay.
That's for later in the podcast.
I'll need to spin it again. Right, it stopped.
Okay. Go on then.
No, you go.
Okay, right. At the minute, I'm having a bit of a rewatch of some critical episodes of Doctor Who. And I've decided that I need to have it out once and for all. Right.
Oh.
What the fuck is going on in Doctor Who when I was a teenager? Because I was there watching it all. I was there. I remember sitting there in my pyjamas, cup of hot chocolate, watching Doctor Who. It was a great time. And at the time, I really enjoyed these episodes of Doctor Who. And now, looking back, I realise that I haven't got a clue what could possibly be going on in any of them.
Right.
So, I want to quickly run through some of the key plot points. Hang on a second. Let me think about this. Because, right. Okay, the Matt Smith Doctor Who is what I'm talking about. This is what I've been rewatching recently. Okay, so season 5 was Matt Smith's first season.
Yes.
And he turns up and he's like, "Oh, I'm wearing David Tennant's shirt and it's got a hole in it." Wait.
Yep.
And then the sun is an exploding TARDIS. That's the pinnacle of the series.
Yeah.
Is that the Doctor needs to go into Pandorica's box, and then he doesn't, and then he time travels, and then it's Amy Pond and all that bollocks. Okay, fine. Whatever. That's all a self-contained story, more or less.
It works, yep.
And it's sort of semi-relevant because the TARDIS, all the cracks in the universe, all bloody hell, it's the TARDIS exploding.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you know what? Fine. I don't get it, but okay.
Yeah.
But why did the TARDIS explode? What made it explode? What happened there? Do we know this? Is this something I know that I've missed?
I think we do. I think it was the rogue chapter of the Silence that hijacked the TARDIS to explode. I think they were trying to because they're trying to kill the Doctor, but for some reason, the TARDIS ended up nearly destroying all of reality as well.
Well, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. So hang on. Right, hang on. The Silence that are trying to kill the Doctor are a rogue chapter of the Silence.
No, they're a rogue chapter of the Church of the Papal Mainframe. Which is the big fucking church at the last episode.
Yeah, and they're soldiers at Demon's Run. Is that are they the Papal Mainframe Church?
Yeah, they're like a rogue chapter of them called the Kavarian chapter.
Because of Madame Kavarian. Okay.
Yeah. By the way, she's a piece of shit in real life. By the way.
Is she?
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm going.
Is it worth talking about, or should we just gloss over
Not really.
that?
Not really. She's a piece of shit. But
Okay, well, fuck her then. Okay, so I slightly understand now that it's a rogue chapter of the Silence hijacked the TARDIS to make it explode.
Yeah.
On the off chance that the Doctor would be inside it.
Listen.
And then the explosion destroyed reality, and that was a side effect of the TARDIS exploding.
Yes.
Which was a plot to kill the Doctor. So it's like if an assassination attempt accidentally blew up a big tank full of petrol and then a city exploded.
Yes.
It's like that.
It's like that, yeah.
Okay.
So let me just put it in a way, right? So there's the Catholic Church, right? Right. So that's the big authority, right? And then
there's the Pope there in Vatican City, being all popey.
The woman in the last episode is the Pope, right? Tasha Lem,
Right.
I think her name is.
Who I quite liked. I remember quite liking her
Yeah.
when I first watched it. And when I've watched it since, I found her quite an endearing character.
And the Kavarian chapter, right,
Hmm.
is fucking Mel Gibson, right, going and making Passion of the Christ, right? That's the equivalent.
Passion of the Christ is one of these films I'm only aware of by reputation.
Holy shit.
I've never seen it. I know that Mel Gibson's in it, and I know that it's called Passion of the Christ.
Yeah. Okay.
What is it about? Is it like the life and times of Jesus? Is that what the movie's about?
If only, Lewis. If only it was about that, right? Do you know what it's about? Do you know what it's fucking about? It's about a fucking couple of pages in the Bible, and it's essentially a 2-hour film where a man is tortured and then killed. Okay? That's the entire fucking film, right? So Mel Gibson...
Is the man Jesus at the very least?
Yeah, it's about Jesus. It's about
Okay,
Jesus
right.
Christ. It's like the final hours before he dies, and he's like, tortured to shit. None of which is in the Bible, by the way. Mel Gibson, right, is an absolute fucking
Imagine if you
oddball.
were just flicking through the Bible, and it was... Oh, and by the way, at this point, Jesus was tortured to shit.
Do you know what?
Oh, that's a bit of a tone change.
Do you know what
from
it's
all the rest of
like?
this King James Bible bollocks.
Do you know what it's like? It's like when Peter Jackson read the Hobbit book and fucking spunked
I
out
can
3
make 3
films.
out of this. Come on.
Yeah, it's exactly like that, right? Okay, but the difference is that Mel Gibson uses it to try and be as anti-Semitic as possible. Okay.
Oh Jesus! Yeah, I've heard this about
Yeah.
what is he? Mel Gibson. I've never looked into it.
Yeah, there's a group of Orthodox Jews in it that are somehow far more influential than they are in the Bible, and it's really like pointed at
Right.
them. And Pontius Pilate is somehow a good guy in it. It's like a load of it's so
It sounds like a load of old arse.
it is
Yeah.
such bollocks. And Mel Gibson like rejects the authority of the Pope and all that, and is like engaged in like Holocaust denial and stuff. So that's the Kavarian
Jesus.
chapter, just a fucking bunch of psychos, right?
Right.
Um,
So hang on, just for a second. Does Mel Gibson play Jesus?
Fuck no, he directed it.
I was hoping for the insanity of Mel Gibson playing Jesus.
Yeah, well, he ruined William Wallace, so why shouldn't he ruin Jesus? You know. But there you go. Have you got any other questions about Doctor Who?
I always have more questions about Doctor
Go
Who.
on.
So that was series 5. So series 6 is... I'm looking at the IMDb page now. That's the only way I can actually rationalise it. Is this is the one I've watched most recently. I've watched a few episodes of this.
Yeah.
It was The Silence want to kill the Doctor.
Yep.
Okay. And that's all well and good. Big, tall, scary blokes want to kill him. That's fine.
Yep.
But they want to kill him because they believe that he cannot be allowed to say his name on Trenzalore.
Yeah.
Is that why?
Yeah.
Right. But then wouldn't it be more expedient to kill him on Trenzalore or when he was a baby? If they have access to time travel, which presumably they do, why are they fucking about with... It's a still point in time.
Oh, don't.
Jesus,
Oh,
this is all
don't
very
do this.
convoluted, isn't it?
Don't do this to me, Lewis. Please, can we not talk about fixed points in time? Oh my fucking god.
What's up with fixed points in time? Do we not like fixed points
No,
in
we
time?
don't. They make no fucking sense. What's up? Okay. So here we go. Okay, so the first time, you can correct me if I'm wrong about this, patrons, Darius, anyone who likes Doctor Who and knows more about this than I do, right? But the first time a fixed point in time is mentioned, I believe, is in season 3, when the Doctor's talking to Captain Jack Harkness about his immortality, and the Doctor says, "You're a fixed point in time, Jack. You're a fact. That was never meant to happen. That cannot happen." Okay, so it's said as like an impossibility that should just not happen, right? And the next time it's mentioned is in the waters of Mars, where
I love that episode.
yeah,
It's really
it
good.
is a good episode. And David Tennant's like, "I think there are fixed points in time," after saying that it shouldn't happen and it can't happen, and you dying here creates the future that is never mentioned again in the entirety of the Doctor Who lore. But anyway, and the next time it's mentioned is with Mr. Stephen Moffat, who then thinks that
yes. Praise be to Stephen Moffat.
yeah, who thinks that if you alter a fixed point in time, then the universe fucking breaks down, which didn't happen in the waters of Mars.
Yes.
So why would it happen here?
Yeah,
And
that's a good point. I suppose the explanation is it's because Captain, what was it, Adelaide Brooks?
Yes.
She killed herself when she got back to Earth. So,
but it still altered
but
it.
then that's a very different story, actually, isn't it? Though it's like, oh yeah, we went to Mars and
Came back.
These heroic astronauts tragically died. Oh, we went to Mars, everything was fine. We came back, and then they just killed themselves in their houses. What?
Yeah.
That sounds terrible. Have they got some kind of Mars
Yeah,
suicide disease?
I don't know. And also, okay, a fixed point has been altered, yeah? But the Doctor didn't die. He was a
That's true,
He was
he
a
didn't die.
fucking robot.
It was a cheeky rug pull. You're right.
So, and by the way, the energy weapons in that fucking astronaut can kill a Time Lord, but it can't kill a fucking robot. I'm sorry. Excuse me? I don't. And the robot can simulate regeneration as well. It's
Yeah, that's a good point.
what
Yeah,
a load of
'cause
old shit.
I know. I sort of viewed Series 8 as a
Yeah.
restarting of it, but Series 7, was there an overall goal of that? It was, the Doctor's gonna die, and then he doesn't die.
No.
Right?
Series 6 ends with, I got too big, I got too noisy, I better keep it down
That
now.
was it.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
And season 7 is a sort of goodbye to Amy and Rory. By the way,
in the first half, yeah.
fucking Asylum of the Daleks, one of the worst episodes in the entire show's fucking history, creates
Right, yeah.
creates a fucking divorce out of fucking thin air. Okay, it comes out of nowhere. Comes out of
Yeah,
fucking...
the divorce is a plot device, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, and it's because Amy can't have kids, and Rory is okay with that, and doesn't seem to be badgering her in any way, shape, whatsoever.
Yeah.
And Amy's like, I gave you up. And physically assaults him in that episode, I might say. Stephen Moffat has a big problem with that. He's a big problem.
I don't remember.
He's a big problem with female characters slapping male characters, and somehow it's really funny.
I have a yes, I have a point on this. Finish what you're saying, and I'll get to my point.
Yeah, so yeah, that happens, and then they get fucking killed by the Weeping Angels. Shit episode, by the way, as well. And then Clara is introduced, and the whole arc of season 7 is, who is the impossible girl?
Yes, that's it, which I hated very much.
It's
I remember thinking, she's this mysterious lady way. Oh no, she jumped into her own time stream and
was always there.
time magic. Okay, bollocks. But
Yeah.
but it's all well. I'm not the bloke at the helm, so I'm not going to pretend that I could do a better job,
Yeah,
because
true.
the proof would be in the pudding, and I haven't done it.
True.
What was I saying? Yes, the problem with Stephen Moffat and his female characters. I am yet to see a female character written by Stephen Moffat that is a good person, a kind person, a sweet person, a generous person. Somehow, all of his female characters seem to be quite cruel, rude people. Which, don't get me wrong, you do not have to be a good person to be a good character.
No.
But I do think that is a bit odd and a bit weird.
Yeah.
Amy is consistently horrible to Rory. River
Holy
is consistently
shit.
cruel and rude. Even Clara isn't really very nice. She just is kind of arrogant and a dick sometimes.
Yeah, she even admits that she's a control freak. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
so can I...
The only person that springs to mind as being a good person would be Bill.
Yeah!
Which was Bill a Stephen Moffat character?
Yeah, I would say so,
Yeah.
technically.
So, but still, 1 out of 10 or whatever.
Yeah,
It's it's not a great track record, is it?
Bill was like, so like, underrated and underdeveloped,
Yeah.
I might say as well. Which was...
I would have killed to see Bill with 13th
Yeah,
Doctor.
that would have been so...
That would have been fantastic.
She would like actually indulge her questions, you know, like her constant sort of... Quite like... Just
Yeah.
the moment where she steps into the TARDIS and she's like... It looks like... And David Tennant's like, what? And she's like, a kitchen. You know? Looks like that is fucking... That's so funny. I have to say, though, I'm all for the fucking hatred of Amelia Pond as a character. It's a similar thing with Rose.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
The way Rose treated Mickey, the way she sort of like... Stephen Moffat just like redid that, but also in a much worse way.
Mm.
Like, because she literally leaves on the night of her wedding.
To go gallivanting off with some bloke. Yeah.
Tries to sleep with the Doctor, despite the fact that he says no multiple times. And they then set up a date with the two of them and continuously belittles him and slaps him, and it's like,
they
really,
constantly refer to him as an idiot, or
it's really gross.
which is like it's extremely gross. The thing is, having a bit of a jokey banter between two people in a relationship is sort of part of being in a relationship.
Yeah.
My wife calls me an idiot fairly regularly, and I call her an idiot, and that's the way of it. But it's just one-sided with Amy and Rory.
Yeah.
It's like the one that comes to mind is when he has that little I cannot for the life of me remember what the name of it is, because I think it is literally the fuse from a plug that they've painted red. In the Silence episodes, they implanted them in their hands so they could record messages. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know the name of it because it just looks like a fuse. But yeah, she refers to him as, "Oh, oi, stupid face," and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
And it's like, he just comes out and he's very meekly like, "Hi." He doesn't, if he said, "Yeah, what do you want, fuckwit?" Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If there was a back and forth about it, then I would be a bit more on board, but it's not. I mean, maybe I'm just wrong in this, but there's something about their relationship that's just uncomfy for me. Watching it, I'm just there going, ugh, I don't like that.
Yeah.
That's not good or nice. I don't like it.
It's interesting you mentioned that episode, right? Because like she says, "I know you think it's him, but it's you. It's always been you." And Rory automatically thinks that it's the Doctor, right? And it's, it's a nice thing when it turns out to be him at the end. But the fact that he assumes that it's going to be a person that she's ran away with is not a healthy dynamic whatsoever. It's really gross, and it's like
It's super gross.
You don't need to write female characters as like arseholes to try and if you write a nice female character and the usual sexist cunts come out and say, "Oh my god, I hate this character," it's like, ignore them. You've written a good character and they're a good person. Just ignore them, because people get it and people like it. You just ignore the who are they called? The quartering and all these fucking brain dead losers on YouTube that say this is the end of Doctor Who, because there's a character that actually is maybe a bit compassionate.
I've got no idea what you're talking about, but this sounds fantastically entertaining in the strangest way.
There's a great reviewer of Doctor Who called Mr. TARDIS, who we've both
who we worked with in real life.
He's a lovely guy, and he actually did an interview with I can't remember her name. The woman who plays Ace with the Seventh Doctor.
Oh, bloody hell, I don't know her name, but yes, I'm aware of the character.
He does really good reviews for Doctor Who, and he streams and stuff like that. Yeah. And he talks about these people that are just like sort of outrage merchants about things that there is no reason to be angry about. Women and Doctor. It's like.
Yeah.
It also brings me to a thing that I don't want. No, you speak, Lewis, because I'll go on forever. Sorry.
Okay. I'm pretty much done and out now. I've answered my questions about Doctor Who. You're completely right, though. It's the one thing I do keep coming back to about people that are kicking off about having a woman being Doctor Who, being the Doctor, is that I would argue it's the entire point of the ridiculous naming system. The Doctor, the Master, the Corsair, the Buccaneer, the Brigadier, whatever.
The meddling monk.
They're all... The what, sorry?
The meddling monk.
Yeah, him. Well, they're all like gender-neutral names, because there's no inherent gender to a Doctor. It can be someone of any gender. So that it's... Plus, they're an alien, for fuck's sake. Yeah. Come on now.
Yeah.
Right. I think we've talked too much about Doctor Who now. Have we got something else from the Wheel of Bullshit for us, Dan?
I do, yes. Are you ready?
I do. I'm born ready.
Little England becomes a republic.
Right. I know the meaning of all of those words separately.
Yeah.
Please explain.
Okay, Little England is another sort of term for Barbados, who
Okay.
yeah
Barbados, isn't that a place in Spain?
no, Barbados is a country.
Oh, of course it fucking yes, with the trident on the flag.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. Okay.
Bar-
Okay.
Yeah, Barbados is a country, and it's in the Caribbean, and they are throwing off the Queen as head of state and becoming a republic, and this is breaking news. Breaking.
Breaking news.
If you type in
10 hours
Barbados,
ago, 18 hours
yeah,
ago. Yeah.
exactly. So, yeah,
Ooh.
what do you think about that, Lewis?
Yeah, good on him.
Yeah,
That it's foolish to pretend that we're in a perfectly functioning democracy when we're in a situation where there's a non-elected ruler at the head of it all. It's foolish to pretend it's a perfect democracy.
yeah,
And if we want out of it, we should be able to get out of it. I'm aware that this opinion of mine is I'm in the minority. The majority of people in the UK would be in favour of a monarch and then a royal family.
Yep.
Which is a point of view I don't understand, but that's the reason we have political debates. But I like the idea that in theory, if at some point in the future everybody says, yeah, you know what, we're kind of sick of the Windsors, then we can vote in a prime minister that will go through the motions of getting them out of the political system, which would be lovely. And I presume that's what Barbados have done. They've elected somebody that's thrown off the shackles of monarchy, or
Yes.
they've voted the Queen out or something.
yeah. Now I don't know a lot about this case.
Okay.
I don't want to say case. It's not a fucking murder trial. But I don't know how much, because I think people have talked about how China may be involved in some way, and
Oh, right.
like, but if it's whether that's true or not, it's not relevant. If it's like a thing from within that people want, and they just want a head of state that they can vote in, then that's entirely fine by me, whether China has anything to do with it or not. Because I think there's some talk about a new Cold War or something like that.
Where are we going from?
Yeah, it was a common tactic when it was the Soviet Union that they would try and make Commonwealth countries look socialist. So I don't know whether China has a sort of strategic aim in that direction. But if it's if that's what people want to do, then good on them. I'm sure everyone and their mum knows how I feel about having a monarchy in this day and age.
Yeah. I think it's if from what I can tell here, they are voting in a Barbadian prime minister. I clicked on an article and now it's pissing disappeared. Yeah, which is have a democratically elected leader. Great. Yeah, if that's what people want to do, that's what people want to do. Why would you stop doing that?
Barbados sever its 400-year-old ties with the crown to leave its past behind.
The world's newest republic. Wow, that's an amazing thing, isn't it? In a really funny way. I wonder what the second oldest one is. This is literally a 3-sentence article from BBC. Fantastic news there. What the fuck's the point in that?
After taking 500 million from China.
500 million what?
Dollars.
Oh, right, okay. I mean, that is obviously slightly concerning, but at the same level, it's... what am I trying to say? If that's something that was needed for these people to get to what they want to do, then I can kind of understand it.
Yeah.
But when the chips are down, and it's, okay, well, will you do X horrendous thing, perhaps, or will you do Y, a slightly less... At this point in time, it doesn't seem to matter, does it? But will we be saying another thing looking back upon this decision in a year, 2 years, 3 years? It's impossible to say.
As long as Barbados doesn't become like a vassal state for China, and it is like an internal thing that people want, then fantastic. I mean, absolutely. But at the same time, I don't think we would blink an eye if a country was given 500 million from the US to become a republic, if you get me.
That's very true, yeah. No,
so maybe
right.
there's a bit of bias on that end. Not to say that China is it has very oppressive tendencies. China, it's there's a large amount of repression, but there's a large amount of repression in the US as well.
Yeah, I suppose it comes down to all those democratically elected communists in South America that the CIA said, "Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah.
No, none of that."
Yeah, I mean,
do you know what I mean? It's much of a muchness, really, in a difference between that and presuming that's what China's done, then what China's done here. But yeah, the only thing that matters, as with every democratically elected situation, is that the people that voted for it, A, get what they want, and B, are happy, and C, can change their minds.
Yeah,
that is all that matters.
It's much like it's much like the Belarus thing. It's like the powers influencing it are of so little relevance to me. It's just the people that are always caught up in these power games.
Completely,
that are the most important as far as I'm concerned. But it's not much. It's not much of a bullshit segment, but good luck to Barbados, and I hope they get exactly what they're after.
Yeah, have success and prosperity. That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Absolutely.
Right, should we get on to talking about Lenis?
Lenis, yeah, absolutely.
Yes. My brothers, Lewis and Lenis.
Woo! Last Night in Soho was written by Edgar Wright and Christy Wilson Cairns, and was directed by Edgar Wright, and is starring Anya Taylor-Joy, Thomasin McKenzie, Matt Smith, Diana Rigg, Oliver Phelps, Terence Stamp, Sam Claflin, and loads of other people.
Indeed it was.
Yeah.
All these bloody people, honestly, look at them being
God's
in films.
sake.
God. Crazy, isn't it?
It's mental. Do you have an opening statement?
I do. Fuck, this is good. A story, start to finish, and perfectly arresting, as with all of Edgar Wright's work. Brilliant. Yeah, that pretty much sums it up. It's all just really bloody good, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm always astonished by Edgar Wright's work, how he seems to manage to find the perfect actors for all of these roles, even down to John, Michael Ajao. He's absolutely brilliant.
Yes.
They are all absolutely brilliant. Thomasin McKenzie had a fairly small role in Jojo Rabbit. Well, I say that, she was there for a lot of it, but her acting wasn't... She didn't do a lot of acting in that movie. So I was thinking, oh, well, she might be okay in this. I honestly don't know. But then she was really fucking good in this. I really thought she was brilliant.
She was.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. Really, really good. Have you got an opening statement, Chuck?
I do. A not so love letter to the swinging 60s, and how no matter how lovely something seems, there is always another story under the surface. Even if things are really bad now, is it healthier to escape into the past rather than trying to fix it?
Yeah, I suppose that is exactly what the film's about. It's as I was watching the film, I was trying to sort of think to myself, well, what is it really about? And the closest thing I came to was it's about sort of what it means to be predator and prey in this horrible, horrible situation that I was going to say Thomasin, Eloise, the situation that Eloise finds herself in. What it means to be living her life in a literally in a house with bodies in the walls.
Yeah.
I think it's just, literally everything about this film. I'm just really loved every second of it. I've got a couple of questions and bits and bobs. One that is a bit sort of semi-related to the topic of the film. Right, Danny, let's say you buy a flat or rent a flat or whatever. You move in, and then you go and have a nap, and you wake up in 1960s Glasgow. You're like, whoa, bloody hell, it's 1960s Glasgow. What do you think happened? What do you presume? Do you presume you've been drugged? Do you presume you're having some kind of dream? What do you think?
I would probably think I was having a dream of some sort, and I would work to, in the safest way possible, confirm whether I had a dream or not, because I don't know whether I can die in this world or not.
Yeah, that's a good point. Good point.
I don't know how I would do that, though. I guess I would just sort of walk about and wait until it was over, and then if I ever woke up, I would be like, yeah, okay, it's a dream or a vision. I don't know, or maybe it was. I'm not entirely sure what I would do. I would probably find
Some kind of dream doctor.
well,
Maybe.
yeah, if one such thing existed. Do you know what I would do? I would look for Armando Iannucci, and I would look to find him, and I would
From
say,
the guy that wrote the thick of it.
yeah, and I
Yeah.
would say, mate, there's going to be an amazing actor in the future, right? And he's called Daniel Kerr,
I
right?
see.
He's fantastic, second to none, mate. Get him in your fucking work when you decide to start that, and he'll be about 2 or something. And
Is that old?
yeah, no, that's what I would do. I would kidnap him, and I would indoctrinate him into thinking that I was a living god. That's what I would do.
I would kidnap and drug Armando Iannucci so that he thinks I'm a god.
And then
Some
I would
kind of
show
god
up.
of acting.
And then I would show up. I would abandon going to uni and fucking Yocasta, and I would show up to him in the real day. I'd be like, "Hello, Andrew. Do you remember me?" And he's like, "Oh shit, it's you!" And I'm like, "Yeah, put me in.
Oh my god, I've got to put you in a movie.
Put me in one of your fucking films."
I thought you were something I imagined while I was really pissed. What the hell is going on?
No, you were wrong.
Nah.
You were wrong. I would need to find someone who died in every decade to sort of catch up with them, to watch them grow up. I'm like, by the way, I'm still here.
I see.
You better put me in a fucking film, pal. That's what I would do. So yeah.
Well, I'm glad we established that. I just want to say it is genuinely joyous, isn't it, to see Ellie and John together? It's. I find it to be quite rare that I see like an on-screen romance where the actors have such brilliant chemistry.
Yeah.
And it's just genuinely something so joyous to watch.
Yeah.
Because that's what it is like to see some of your actual friends falling in love with one another and being together. It's a joy to see that. And it's so rare that it actually happens in movies. I find myself cringing at it more often than not. But it's just so beautifully done in this film. I really, especially where they've got all the Halloween makeup on and they're in they're dancing in the club before she starts seeing ghosts and all sorts. Yeah.
Yeah. Because of like how essentially every man but him is a fucking cunt in this film.
Yes.
I was very nervous. I was like, oh no. Please don't make him be an arsehole. And then he wasn't. And I was like, hooray!
Yep, indeed.
Yeah. I really like how they don't go too deep into how Ellie can do the things she does.
Yes. I like that it's
something
it's
that's like
that it's
established right from the get-go, you know? Like, oh, people can't see the things that you can. And you see her mum in the mirror before she leaves for uni. It's like, okay, so this is just what she can do. And, you know, she luckily finds a crime out of it, you know?
Yeah, I like the implication that it's sort of, perhaps it's some kind of a latent ability. And this drug that she's being given by, once by Jocasta, once by Sandy, at the end of the film, old lady Sandy. I like that the implication is that maybe enhances it. Or maybe she is just really off her face on whatever drug this is. And she's completely imagining it. I like that they leave it vague. I like that I have to do a bit of guessing and legwork to get there.
Absolutely.
It's nice. It's just nice
It's more,
to work for an answer for a bit.
It's more horrific, you know, the fear of the unknown, you know?
Yeah.
I think it can't be overstated how romanticised the 60s is, especially in this country. You know, it's...
Definitely, yeah.
Like, thanks to Austin Powers and shit like that, it's like very, you know, oh yeah, everyone was so groovy back then. You know, just ignore all the civil rights movements and race crimes, and obviously we see, you know, the sort of pimp life of women who are forced into prostitution and stuff like that. So it's like, yeah, no matter how good things seem in the past, there is always something that will make your stomach turn, you know, that it's never as clear cut as it looks to be.
Yeah, you're completely right. And I do like, on a sort of semi-related note, it was something that I did think that, because at the start of the film I thought that Eloise was going to become more and more like Sandy through the course of the film, and then by the
Yeah.
end of the film, it was going to be like Sandy had come into the modern day sort of thing, and maybe we were going to get some kind of a shot where Eloise was brushing her hair, and all of a sudden, it's Anya
Sandy.
Taylor-Joy sat in the same chair. I thought maybe that would be the case, but I was thinking, well, maybe. Are we going to have a scene where she's like, actually, sorry, John, you're black. In the 60s, I'm really racist. I was concerned we were going to have a scene like that. And
Yeah.
we didn't.
Thank God.
So I quite liked that it was John, who wouldn't have been in these situations that she finds herself in the 60s, just because of his skin colour. I quite liked that it was something, that he is something so different from the 60s world that she sort of experiences.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Is that...
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. No, yeah, that would have been even more horrific.
Yeah.
When did you think? Wait a minute, that old woman is Sandy.
About a second before she said it.
Oh, really?
I did not at all click in. Right up until the point where she was like flicking through the post, I was like, oh, it's just some old lady. I thought she was going to have some kind of a... Because obviously her mother died, Eloise's mother died. So I was just thinking, oh yeah, the old lady's going to have some kind of a... It's going to be like a mother-daughter chat moment or something really sweet. And then it was like, oh no, she's going to stab her boyfriend and then set the house on fire.
Oh my God.
So yeah, it was... I did not at all click in. When did you think?
See, when John left for the first time, like when he escaped the house, I thought, wait a minute, that is because I was already thinking about it because like the first time that Matt Smith and Anya Taylor-Joy went back to her place, it was like 8:00, I think, or something like that. And then it wasn't like, oh, that's her. It was as soon as I saw the letter where it said Alexandra Collins on it, I was like, shit, it is her. And I was like, oh God, how does that work? And then she was like, oh yeah, you could say Sandy died in that room. And I was like, oh right, okay, that makes sense. So I didn't know whether she was like a ghost trying to break out, but that wouldn't make any sense because
no. I didn't even click at all. I was just nope, no idea whatsoever. Right up until the very, very end. Because I thought that the twist was going to be that Sandy was brutally murdered, but then she was murdered. So I was like, oh, okay, yep, got it, cool.
Yeah.
I thought that was the twist. I wasn't paying attention to anything else. Here's a bit of a weird thing. Matt Smith in this, he has a lot more stage presence than a lot of other actors, which is something that I think it's hard to quantify when you're watching an actor perform. It's hard to say why or how they have presence on screen. But Matt Smith does, and it's quite impressive in a funny way.
Yeah.
And I liked his performance in this film because he was such an irredeemable cunt. It's just from start to finish. And it's just like, yeah, nice, irredeemable cunt. I like
Absolutely.
it. Good stuff.
No, definitely. I really hated the uni scenes.
Yes.
With Jocasta and the girl. I was like, I actually hated it more than the rest of the film. It
Me
just
too. Yeah.
I have no idea why. Right, obviously when you're seeing people be forced into prostitution and stuff, and Matt Smith being an absolute cunt, it's like yeah. But at the start of that, it just gnawed on me the entire film, and I just wanted to see Jocasta get hit by a bus or something like that. Just to, I was waiting for it. I was like, when are we going to see that again? Because there's all uni. I hate there are so many pretentious twats that go to university, and the theory is you go to university to become a more rounded person, and you get a good education. And you're set to, do good in the world and be a nice person. But some people go to university and come out worse than when they went in. And I think Jocasta's probably an example of that. Props to the actor, because she absolutely fucking nailed it. I absolutely despised her character. And just that line where she brought up the fact that both their mums had passed, And then in the bathroom, it's like, who the fuck brings up their mum?
Oh,
It's
God.
oh my God, I was gonna reach into the screen and bomb that fucking nightclub. But
Jesus.
anyway,
No, it's I know exactly what you mean. I really didn't like Jocasta. I feel like just in real life, I'm quite a socially anxious person, and so I was in those scenes where it was you could feel Eloise felt like she was embarrassing herself, and she felt like she was everything she was saying was cringeworthy and all the rest of it.
yeah.
I liked that. That's a very real sense of discomfort that sets you up for the rest of it. It's here we fucking go. It's time for Lewis to talk about Stephen King again. It's it's something that I noticed it first of all in Stephen King's work, but then when you start looking for it, it's everywhere in horror.
Yeah.
If you get your reader, watcher, listener already uncomfortable on some level, and then you can sucker punch them with a different kind of horror.
Yeah.
The classic way that I always see it in the Stephen King books, like I say, is if you get somebody uncomfortable by talking about sex, then they're already on the back foot and they're a bit like, oh, I don't really want to be talking about this. I feel
Yeah.
uncomfortable. And then sucker punch to the face, you're being stabbed. It's all the more hard hitting the horror is.
Yep.
And that's something that I think this film was maybe going for with the okay, you're Eloise and you're feeling really sort of like, oh, I'm feeling left out and they're all just being twats to me and all the rest of it. And then bam, ghost. I think maybe that was the horror of it in a funny way.
It really makes you feel for Eloise, and you really understand her as a character because she's the moment she gets to London, she's harassed by a taxi driver. She then meets Jocasta and is like just like routinely sort of bullied by those people. So it's like it's no wonder that she wants to escape to like a romanticized version of what she considers to be good. And then only to find out that is even more horrible than the time that she's already. So it's like that is what horror is. It's not, you get somewhat of like. No, you don't really. It's more of it's just a tragedy, really. It's not really like, resolved in a meaningful way, especially for Sandy's sake, But no, it's really horrible, and it made me feel a lot, and I don't like feeling a lot, Lewis.
No, it's you're right. What you were saying about her, it makes sense. You just want to escape to this fictionalized version of London. And there are two things that makes me think of. That first time in the cab, when she says something like, "Oh yeah, I've came to London when I was a kid," and he said, "Oh yeah, it's changed, but it's still the same old London." She goes, "Oh good," because she imagines this version of London that she went to when she was a child with her mother. And the other one is when they're looking at all the murder cases in the papers, and she says to John, "Yeah, London's a horrible place," and it's like, well. Yeah, kinda.
Yeah.
All this murder going on all the fucking time. It's not lovely.
No,
Nobody likes murder. Do you know what I mean?
No, I wouldn't go there for my holidays. Yeah, but it really was her last night in Soho.
It was.
Yeah.
Here's a question: were the ghosts real, or was she drugged into imagining them? Was she primed to imagine them by her fear? Were they? What do we think?
I don't know. No, I think they were real because I don't know how she could have found out what happened. Otherwise, I think she definitely can sort of see through time. And
I didn't quite mean so much the sort of not the dream sequences she had, because I sort of viewed those as she was going back in time and like watching a play unfold in front of her. That's what I viewed that as. But I meant sort of the sort of grey blokes. The sort of that were like lunging out of walls at her and stuff like that. Were they real, or was she drugged into seeing them and hallucinating them, or what do we think?
I think they were real because even Sandy is like, as she's an old woman, opens the door and it looks like horrified, as if like, for a moment that they've like come through.
Yeah,
if you get me.
And I do. I do quite like that the horror of that moment is. I mean, yes, it's that she's being grabbed by all these hands and being dragged down onto the floor, onto the bed, and all the rest of it. But I also like that the horror is that those body parts were always there. There was always hands and guts in the mattress and under the floorboards and in the walls.
Is that what she was talking about?
What do you mean?
When she said, "All you're gonna smell is garlic."
Maybe. Ooh,
I mean, I've never smelt decomposing corpses, but maybe they smell a bit like garlic.
Well, I actually have a fact about that. Prepare yourself for this one. There are some chemicals that were named in Victorian times after the smell of dead bodies. The two that come to mind are putrescine, because it smells putrid, and cadaverine, because it smells like a cadaver. And I think you can get both of them in the rotting of potatoes. So if you've ever smelled a rotted potato, it's surprisingly similar to a dead body, apparently.
I've never smelled a rotting potato.
I have. It's fucking awful.
Yeah.
It doesn't smell anything like garlic.
Oh, okay.
It's really terrible. Actually, that said, there's a herb used in Jainist culture, I think, because I think the religion, Jainism, you can't kill a plant to eat the plant. You have to be able to take something off the plant, but the plant still lives, if that makes sense.
Oh, I
see.
So
that means they can't have root vegetables. They can't have things like onion and garlic. They can't have onion and garlic. So instead...
Can have apples, though.
Yeah, apples, though, or tomatoes. So they cook with a herb called asafoetida, which is... It's sort of a... I don't know where it comes from, but it's like a powder. And apparently in large quantities it smells fetid and rotting, like... flesh or whatever. But in small quantities, it has a taste like garlic or onion. So maybe there is a slight crossover there. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm clutching at straws here, but I can.
Yeah.
There is another explanation, I suppose. Maybe she put the bodies in the walls because it always smells like garlic, so you wouldn't smell bodies. I have no idea. But...
I would rather smell garlic than decomposing bodies.
So would I, yeah. Or maybe she just chucked a load of garlic cloves in between all the bits of bodies.
Maybe. Maybe.
But then I suppose you'd have garlic shoots coming up through the floor, wouldn't you?
There was fucking loads of them.
Yeah.
How could she not smell them?
Oh, I've got no idea. But I suppose that's what makes it even more horrid. She wanted the apartment to be good, so she made it good. She ignored the bad things like the flashing light, the smell of garlic, the don't have any gentlemen callers past 8 p.m. She ignored those parts of the apartment because she wanted so desperately for it to be this place she could live in the 60s sort of things.
Yeah.
So
it's a small thing. I just wish there was something where we're like, oh shit, yeah, like if there was loads of air fresheners around the house or something like that. Something just a bit. Why is there so many? But who knows?
What's Yeah, the only it's a really good example of the smelling of a dead body in Christine, the Stephen King book. It's it's a story about a possessed car, which sounds shit, but it's really good.
No.
As the story sort of progresses, the girlfriend of the main character, whenever she gets into this car, is like, it smells really bad in here. Can't you smell that? It's like, no. It smells like shit or rotting meat or something. So yeah, it would have been nice to have maybe when John or Jack, I forget his name. John. When John came over to the apartment, he was like, "Oh, that does smell a bit weird. I can smell a bit of something. That smells a bit funny."
Yeah. I mean, I think it's like you said, she made it good because she didn't want to go back there, and I think people will ignore a lot of shit for social graces and stuff.
Yeah,
especially if you're mild mannered and you come from the country and stuff like that. I guess she was willing enough to put up with the fact that Jocasta and her friends were essentially telling people very personal information that she didn't agree to tell anyone. But yeah, who knows?
I've just got one thing here. Sandy was kind of saved at the end, as in the young Sandy. That's how the final sort of few bits of the film played to me, was the older Sandy that was sat on the bed as the house burned down. That was the Sandy that did all the murders.
Yeah.
But the sort of fictionalized version of Sandy that was a good person driven into a really horrible situation, that version of Sandy that Eloise imagined was sort of saved. Because in her mind, the older version of Sandy, the murdery one, was the one that was sort of killed and gotten rid of, leaving behind, literally, I suppose, burned out with fire, like cauterized, out of the mythology of this Sandy person, leaving only the sort of the good person that came to London, wanted to be a singer, sort of thing. Maybe.
That's a nice way. That's a nice way of looking at it.
Because then at the end there is that bit where she's just at the sort of back room of the fashion show, and she goes up to the mirror, and Sandy's there looking back at her, and she sort of what she do? She like taps the mirror, or like she kisses her fingers and touches the mirror, or something like that. Yeah, maybe it is sort of maybe it's trying to say Eloise thinks that Sandy was driven to the point of doing all these murders by the horrible situation that she was in.
Yeah,
and therefore by removing the horrible house, the horrible situation, all you've got left is the good bits of Sandy that came to London to be destroyed.
Yeah, definitely.
It's like, I love Edgar Wright movies. They're so
it's
fucking
lovely,
good,
isn't
aren't
it?
they?
He's done Aliens, he's done Zombies, now he's done Ghosts.
All sorts of stuff.
What's next?
Vampires, please.
Vampires, yeah, that'd be
I like
good.
vampires. I think there's a lot of fucking mileage in a good vampire story.
Yeah.
So I want some vampires, please.
That would be good. I think I'm out of notes, bud.
I think I am also out of notes.
Yeah.
So
I just want to say one thing. This film reminded me of the current epidemic that's going on with regards to spiking people and injecting people. And if you go out to a nightclub, please stay safe. Please don't put your 100%. Drink down, and just make sure that you're there with people that you trust, because there are a lot of fucking nasty fuckers out there.
You're completely right. Yeah, it's the most insane shit in the world. The idea that you can just be minding your own business in a club, having a drink, having a dance, and someone comes up and jabs you in the arm with a needle.
Yeah,
it's utterly fucked. The advice we always have to give to people is be safe, go out with people you trust, and all the rest of it, which in itself is terrible, because really the advice should be don't fucking jab people in the arm, for God's sake.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, go to a therapist or something. Jesus.
Yeah.
But do stay safe, for God's sake. It's just if you're in an uncomfortable situation, just do what you can to get out. It's all very well for me to say this. You know what I mean? I'm sure you're not an idiot.
Yeah.
Stay safe. That can be the only advice, can't it, really?
Definitely. Well, do you have a closing statement?
I do have a closing statement. As always from Edgar Wright, a beautiful film. I really adored every single aspect of this film. Absolutely, as with all Edgar Wright films, visually arresting. Just really grabs you by the shirt and drags you into the screen. It's absolutely beautiful. I really adored it. I'll definitely be watching this again at some point. It's really good.
It really is. You wanted this, Sandy. Did she though? Is that what is that the contract you signed? You know, like Jesus Christ. Yeah. Lots of horrible people out there.
Indeed.
Wherever time you are, whatever time you come from. But thankfully, there are kind people as well. Just stick around them and try to be one. That's the main thing.
Also, that's one final thing I wanted to mention. Edgar Wright, king of gentle little touches on top of the extra narrative. When Eloise is looking for information on the guy that she thinks killed Sandy, she is looking at boxers. She's looking at different articles about boxers because of the way that Matt Smith conducted himself as he was punching that guy. And I like the sort of that's just a very gentle touch of like Matt Smith had the right posture and the right sort of he did the same thing exactly twice over, and it was very much the movements of a boxer. There's just like a tiny little detail. I love that in this movie because it's endemic of the whole movie, which is all these tiny little touches. It's fantastic.
That's very clever, actually. No, Edgar Wright is good at doing that. But yeah. Should we do some...
I think that's it now.
Yeah, should we do some shilling?
Yeah, let's do a cheeky bit of shilling, eh? Treat ourselves.
Yeah. Shall I go fast or slow?
I think go fast.
Okay.
For hilarity's sake. In fact, you could go normally and then speed yourself up while you're editing so you sound like Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Okay. I'll try. We all have Linktrees. Lewis's Linktree is linktr.ee/Lewis_Brindley. Mine's is /O'Hiram, and the podcast is /Shouting into the Void. Oh my god, I sound like a chipmunk. I'm probably not going to do it, and you're going to be like, what the fuck is he doing? You can find our social media, our YouTube, our Facebook, our Instagram. Go give us a like, go give us a follow, go give us a cheeky wee comment if you're feeling cheeky. And we
only
have
a cheeky comment though. You're not allowed to
only
do a serious one.
Cheeky one. Don't be like this episode really meant a lot to me. Just be like, oh yeah, couple of dicks, you know.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah, definitely. We also have a PayPal donate button, so anything you can spare, anything at all, would be greatly appreciated. We're also on Patreon, and we want to take the opportunity, as we do every week, to thank our wonderful, wonderful patrons.
Indeed.
Chloe.
Thank you.
Darius.
Thank you.
Peter.
Thank you.
Aditya.
Thank you.
Natalie.
Thank you.
Dougie.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Love that.
Definitely. Yeah, you make this show possible. You enable us to sing your names out illustriously. And we thank you so much for it, for coming back every week and every month. And we love you with all of our hearts.
Thank you very much. You allow us to do what we do, and it really does mean the world. So thank you very much for that.
Definitely. We also have merch on Teespring and Redbubble. Christmas is literally fucking round the corner, so get yourself...
Literally around
Literally. Look round your corner. There it is.
It's Christmas. It's Santa coming up the street. Which in Hot Fuzz was Edgar Wright, actually. He dressed up as Santa, I think.
Oh.
Or it was Edgar Wright's brother, or something like that. So, yeah, Edgar Wright's coming up your street, or Edgar Wright's brother. He's going to stab you as Santa.
Oh, you mothers. Come
on.
Tote bags, jumpers, stickers, mugs, socks, all sorts of shit. Get yourself something nice for that special someone, whether it be your friend, a partner, a relative, anyone. I don't give a shit. Just give me your fucking money. Stick them up, you piece of... No, so,
you can even buy a sock and put it on your cat. Because that's what I do sometimes.
Yeah.
If I'm doing the laundry and I've got an odd sock, I lie it on top of the cat in case I find the other sock. Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. My cat seems to like it. Try it on your cat.
Buy a sock, or I'll buy one and put a fucking snooker ball in it and fucking... No,
Jesus Christ! What a horrible way. Oh, God. Right, before we threaten our listeners too much.
I'm okay.
I wasn't worried.
Buy merch. Last, but certainly not least, we are partnered with an amazing company called Number 12 Crochet Avenue, and Lewis is going to say some wonderful things about them, all of which are true.
Indeed I am. Number 12 Crochet Avenue is a wonderful company run by my wonderful wife, in which they crochet, and they're very, very good at it. And if you'd like to keep up to date even, with all of the wonderful things that they're doing over there, you can go and check out at Number 12 Crochet Avenue on Instagram, and you can go, oh, bloody hell, this is really good. And because I've got a camera now, here we go. This blanket here, this blanket, it was made for me by my wonderful wife. It keeps my legs warm. It gets chilly in this office.
Lovely. Yes, please do.
Right, we haven't talked about what we're going to do next week, and now we're at the end of the podcast, so we're going to announce it. I would like to put forward two contenders. I quite like it debating it on air.
Okay,
do you like it?
Yeah, but just text it to me.
Oh.
Yep. Give me a wee message.
This feels like we're talking about.
Let's see. You're viewing older messages. Brilliant. Come on. Get to the bottom, you.
It's going very well. This.
Jump to present. There we go. Oh. Interesting. Do you know what I think?
I think only the second one. Go on, yeah, you say.
I think we should do the second one.
I think we should do the second one as well, because I don't think all of the first ones come out yet.
No, I don't think so.
It'll be a bit shit. Yeah, okay, so what are we doing next week then, Dan? Spin the wheel and we'll pretend it's thingy.
Yeah. We're doing House of Gucci.
Yeah, it's a house with Gucci in it. Well, hey.
Yeah. And
maybe.
It's definitely,
I haven't seen the film.
it's definitely not an illustrious ad campaign for the company Gucci.
Yeah,
I
think
certainly
Lady
hope
Gaga's
it
in it,
isn't.
isn't she? So that's good.
Yeah,
Adam Driver, he's in it. I
Jared
saw him in
Leto.
Star Wars, and I've seen him in nothing else. Oh, Jared Leto. Oy.
I saw what he looks like in that film.
What, Jared Leto?
It's so bad.
Jared Leto has the Gucci. That's wonderful. I mean, props to him for all the prosthetics and stuff, but good God. I don't like Jared Leto, and this makes me like him even less.
I bet, did he send a dead Gucci suit to?
Yes, he shot and killed a Gucci suit, and he sent it to Lady Gaga in preparation for the role. Oi, right, okay. I think that's definitely the end of it. Danny's dying of a coughing fit. Google Jared Leto and of Gucci, and you'll see what we're laughing at. Because it's just the strangest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, I might insert a picture.
The thing is, it's not even that it's inherently strange. It's that it's Jared Leto doing it. Because Jared Leto is quite a good-looking person, and they've just changed everything about him, which surely should make you sort of think, well, why didn't they just cast some other guy? They didn't have to cast Jared Leto to do this, surely.
Yeah.
Oh God. No. But anyway. Have a lovely day.
Yeah, and we'll talk about
the end of the podcast.
We'll talk about Jared Leto's overacting next week.
Okay.
Woo!
Have a wonderful day. Good afternoon, good evening, or good night. Thank you very much for listening.
Goodbye.
Bye.